Okay, here's a quick little lesson on how I figure out on the keyboard what key a song is in. This is the way that I do it, and it's very effective for me. Um, so I'm just going to play a little song here. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to find the two notes that sound best with your song. So we're going to go one note at a time, kind of play it on beat with the music. Make sure you're on beat. And if you play a note and it sounds terrible, then move on to another note. Move on to another note. Just move one note at a time until you find a note that actually sounds pretty good with the song that's playing. And then save that note. Remember that note. We want to find two notes that sound really good. So let's try that. That's not bad. That's an A. That sounds awful. That one sounds okay, but okay is not good enough. Nope. Definitely not. Okay, that one sounds good the whole time. That one sounds great. Let's move on. Nope. That one kind of does, except for that second chord, so we can't, no, that one's not good either. Definitely not. And we're back to where we started. Okay, so what we just found was A and D. Those sounded pretty good. So let's try them together at the same time and see if they still sound good. Yeah, it does. Let me move one octave higher because these are kind of like melody notes, so we want them to be higher rather than low. So let's try them here. And kind of imagine that whatever song you're playing with, imagine these notes just playing in the background. Does it work? Could those notes be played in the background and actually work? And yes, they could. A and D. Let's go a little bit higher. D and A. Okay, it works. So that works. So now, but what key are we in? Are we in D or are we in A? Well, that's where you want to know the number system. Because those two notes that sound really good, that's going to be your 1 and your 5. So if you're familiar with the number system, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 then you can determine, are we in the key of A or are we in the key of D? So I found it this way. I found A first, then D. So let's assume that we were in the key of A. Now let's find the numbers for A. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be 1 and 4. Well, that's not right. It's going to be your 1 and your 5 note. So let's do it the other way. Let's use D. Let's assume we're in D as the 1. And A will be over here then. So then let's count our numbers. There's 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the 1 and the 5. That's the 1. That means we're in the key of D. There we go. We just found out that song is in the key of D. And that works with most songs. You find two notes that sound really good. And there are some notes that are going to sound really good with a couple of the chords. But they need to sound good with at least 3 out of the 4 chords. Usually they'll sound good with all of the chords in the song. But okay is not good enough. If it kind of sounds good, well, that's not good enough. You want one that actually sounds really good.